Hello everyone and welcome to what I believe is game 9 here at Mini LCS. Sorry, I've lost my voice a bit. For those of you that don't live in London, or for those of you that just don't know, there was a MCM this weekend and everyone was there and I've kind of lost my voice because of it. Although, hopefully we should be alright here. Just gonna have a quick talk about what happened in the last game. The last game was, I believe, Team 2 won. Novashikai was on Ari, went legendary. Avery was on Jinx, TK was on Kha'Zix, and Day Zero myself was on the Mundo up top lane, and we won that game against Sai, X Cross, Lodge in support, and Charlie mid, and a new guy in AD carry. But enough about that. We are in the middle of Champ Select here for game 9. We do have on the blue side Slimzy, Yo Babes, who this is his first custom, was also the jungler, I believe, for Shoryuken in the Winter 2014 split. X Deadbean X, this is his first custom. He was the sub support for also Shoryuken, there we go. My bad. And a new guy in Banisher of Cheese here. And we have Nezam, again, regular jungling here on that Rengar. On Team B, we have Burdez, DVD, Ladylike Sai, and Rory. Rory is on the Morgana, Sai is on the Volibear top. We have Nunu up in the jungle on Burdez, even. Burdez on the jungle. Burdez in the jungle on Nunu, there we go. DVD is playing that LeBlanc in the mid lane, and we have a new guy, Hi, I'm Matt, on the Ashe. Ashe is a champion we haven't really seen very much in the customs, but I expect to see a lot more of her because of her rework recently, which she has, like, her playability has become a lot higher, essentially. She's a lot stronger, she's a lot more fun to play, as far as I've seen. And, so yeah, that'll be pretty interesting. Things we might want to note here is that Banisher Cheese is running Exhaust right now and Deadbean is running Heal. This is a post-game recording, so I'm pretty much free to tell you guys that Banisher Cheese is playing APMF, so they don't actually have an AD carry. They have a lot of AP damage and an Aurelia and a Rengar for AD damage, so they've got crazy amounts of damage but no real true tank. Until the late game hits anyway, and Aurelia and Rengar start building tank items, and Thresh has enough gold to build tank items, where it's a complete other story on the enemy team. They have Nunu, who is inherently quite tanky, and is going to want to just build full tank and be an objective kind of beast, if you will. And just be like, oh, you want to try and take Dragon? Lol JK, I'm just going to be here and stop you and consume smite, steal anything that you try to take. And then they have Volibear, who his damage scales off of health, so he is going to be tanky too, pretty much. Like through the mid game anyway, he's going to be a lot tankier than anyone else on the enemy team. So better watch out for that. I'm interested to see who is going to be the ball delivery on Team A right now. We have a look at. They don't have a solid kind of, oh, this is the definite person we want to put the ball onto every time we team fight to try and get the ball into the enemy team. You could put it onto Deadbean on the Thresh, who could Death Sentence in and then get like a 2-3 man ulti off. I believe it's called Shockwave, there we go. I was going to say Dissonance, but I swear that's a W. It could also be Rengar. If Rengar invises in, the ball becomes invisible on him, and then he can jump on into their team, boom, land a shockwave. Could be easy 3 or 4 man if they're clumped together, not expecting it. And then Aurelia can Q in. I believe is it Resonating Strike? I might be wrong. I believe it is Resonating Strike though. She can just go straight in. It might be Equilibrium Strike instead. I might be wrong. I'm not too sure. I can't remember Aurelia's abilities. But she can Q in, kill a minion with that, because in the mid game, when she has a Sheen, no Q can pretty much kill minions on its own. Because it procs the Sheen, so it does a hell of a lot of damage, especially to minions. Don't have very much resistances. But yeah, so she can kind of do that and then jump in again, and then E whoever the priority target is, the ADC or the LeBlanc, maybe potentially even if she's got to do peeling for her MF and the Ori, she could just E Volibear and try and get close to as many people as possible before the shockwave hits, and then that would be the end of that. Because Shockwave can instantly win a team fight just because of how it is. You can land the whole enemy team in a stun and then does so much damage the later in the game you get. I've said all this stuff about the blue team. I should probably talk about the red team. The red team have Ashe. Ashe is definitely going to be really strong in this game. The way that her rework works is interesting. She can no longer crit, which completely removes the prior way, like the previous way people used to play Ashe, which was build a hell of a lot of crit chance and get your 250% crit on IE, and then you just crit for days, because that is the easiest thing for you to do. You know, you can just keep critting and keep critting and keep critting, and then they die, and then it's easy, and then you have so much damage late game. And it's not like they removed that damage, it's just that they made your early game stronger, because now all you need to do is hit someone who's slowed, and you get that crit. So, in that sense, all that she needs is a snowball from Bada, or it's called Ice Ball, sorry. An Ice Ball from Bada's, and then she's going to be hitting for crits all day. Her passive is now Frost Shot, so every time after her first auto attack, when they're slowed, she's gonna crit them every single time. And I mean, I know it's not a proper crit, but it scales with crit chance. They become stronger with crit chance. So as a result, she's still gonna want to build like Shiv or PD just for the extra. Depends on how far ahead she gets in this game, and then. Then she's just going to be hitting for a truckload of damage, especially because it's going to become so much more apparent in the late game, because she crits essentially every hit, and no other champion apart from like Yasuo can do that. And even with Yasuo, it's not, I don't actually think it's optimal anymore to go 100% crit chance build on Yas. But maybe I'm wrong. I haven't seen Yasuo in a while. Last time I saw Yasuo was Zhao, and he got mashed. So don't take my word for anything, guys. I'm kind of interested to see what happens in this top lane. Sai on the Volibear versus Slimzy on the Aurelia. The last time Slimzy brought out Aurelia in the custom games, he didn't really show up very big, so I want to see if he can bring that ass out and show us how it goes, show us the levels on the Aurelia. Sai, on the other hand, on Volibear, the Aurelia, he probably thinks the Aurelia pick is like a counter pick to him, because the last time he brought Aurelia in the top lane, he got like 100 CS ahead because the enemy Wukong kept roaming. So he just sat in his lane, got ahead, let the Wukong roam, let the Wukong take all the stuff bot lane, and then was able to take turret and get like a 100 CS lead and like a 3-level advantage, and try and translate that into something stronger in the mid to late, or late really, not mid, if I'm being honest. But with him on Volibear instead of Aurelia, I want to see how that will play out, because I'm not too sure how the Volibear lane works. I think the point of Volibear lane is to freeze it roughly around where your turret is, and then whenever they come in for a CS, flip them, smack them, bite them, and then they don't want to fight anymore because they just took so much damage, and they probably took a turret shot because you just flipped them under your turret. But we'll see if that's how it plays out. As you can see, I was telling you guys earlier, the AP MF started off with the Doran's Ring. She's sitting on about 38 AP currently. I am not too sure how that's going to work out really, because with AP MF, her E does quite a lot of damage, but it's also DPS. Like, they have to stay in it, and while it does give a slow, it's still a bit iffy because it's quite easy to dodge. It's just this weird looking small circle. You can see here Bardaz and DVD are taking complete control of the top side of the jungle here on the blue side. I think they might try and go for this blue steal, but the thing is that Slimzy has let everyone, like the team know. We do have Yo Babes here coming up onto DVD, who found himself in a bit of a sour position here. Slimzy, don't know if he's got the E, but he could have potentially slowed that LeBlanc, and maybe, I think E is actually a solid ability to start with on the on the Aurelia. I think you can start on anything on Aurelia. Aurelia is so kind of versatile that you could start E, you could start W, you could start Q. It really is personal preference. But I know that the most competitive Aurelia players usually go for the E and max that. I mean, maybe not like their first ability. Maybe their first ability they'll start W for the true damage and the small heal on hit. But like just to help CS and stuff and help with sustain. But they will usually max their E because the stun is ridiculous and can win a fight single-handedly. Like it's like a 2-second stun or something. Let me see Bardes sitting here. Nez, I'm starting blue side again. I'm not too sure why. Can't really do very much about Nunu sitting in his jungle on that blue buff here. So he does take up that. He does have the level advantage here, so we have to keep that into account. And he can fight Bardes here. Flashes in, does his W. I'm not too sure why he's got W next. If I was him knowing Bardes was there, I would have taken the Ebola strike. Ebola. You know what I mean? Just Ebola strike. But yeah. Yo Babes here coming to back the beef. Stops DVD from trying to get a first blood hero into that cat, and nothing ends up transpiring here. I'm just gonna have a quick look at here. You can see, look at the damage coming out from Psy there. He has the whole minion wave on his favor, but they didn't actually do much work for him really. What mainly did the work was that he flipped him, E'd him so that he couldn't get away, and then did the bite, and the bite just does so much. His bite, I don't know if it does true damage, I don't think it does. I think it just has a really high base damage because it just rips people, man. Especially when you get like a, oh, Dark Binding misses there. Especially when you get a Giant's Belt, then it just kind of shreds anything and everything. Ooh, we have a quick look at the CS standings. We can see Ashe just kind of taking a real early lead here in the bot lane. Likewise in the top lane, but not so. Oh, it actually is pretty similar. 15-5, 13-6. You can see Aurelia is a little bit closer. The gap is a little bit shorter. Likewise in the mid lane, we do have Orianna who has a lead right now, but it's only 3 CS. I'm not too sure that's even going to really mean anything. This is optimal for Nunu though, if he can take this red buff here. You can see he just wards up because he doesn't want to get caught out. And I don't think he is going to get caught out really. Who's going to come? The bot lane? I don't think so. They're not in a good position right now to do anything. Rengar is back. He's going to get that red buff for free and he's going to set the Rengar back a bit. Like Rengar really wants the XP. He doesn't need the CS. You can see he's got a CS advantage, but he needs the level 6. And currently we can kind of see there's quite a lot of like pressure coming out from Rory really in the bot lane with Ashe. Ashe has got the damage still to help, but I would argue that it's just the Dark Bindings that have been, you know, locking people down, making them take all the damage that Ashe can supply. And then from that, we have the lane dominance that's going on. So we do need those Dark Bindings to keep that lane dominance happening. And another Dark Binding drops Tormented Soil. She is going to get away though. If Ashe was a little bit closer, she could have volleyed and probably hit up with an auto attack or two, and maybe they would have potentially picked up a kill. I'm not too sure though. This is actually really bad for DVD in this mid lane, unless he can solo kill when he hits level 6. I think he's level 4 right now to level 5. But if he can get up, here we go, flash from high on Matt here, does get his Q off onto Deadbean. Gonna get hooked here. Shield comes up to try and prevent any funny business with that, pulling and fillet. Sai and Slimsy here deciding they want to have some action too. Heal burnt from Deadbean, not actually Banisher. I was going to say Banisher because I remembered that he was ADC, but then, you know, he's actually got exhaust. So that is 2 shums down in the bot lane for Ashe's flash. It's the I believe it's the heal on Deadbean and the flash on Banisher Cheese. And the CS difference in the bot lane is actually kind of lessened now. We can see I am Matt tried to focus on trying to hit them and trying to get some damage out and trying to get kills instead of CS, and his CSing has kind of fell behind while Banisher has just been able to drop the Make It Rain and let that farm for him, and as a result he's kind of caught up a little bit. And I would say that Ashe's plan right now should probably just be to farm. I mean, she needs more gold than the MF does right now, because MF can go back with 800 and pick up a Codex for her. No, sorry, not Codex. She needs 950. There we go. I forgot that Codex isn't a part of Lich Bane now. I don't even remember if it ever was. Level 6 here on side does go in onto Slimzy. Slimzy is 6'2", so could have burned the ulti, but decided against it because he was a bit lower. Bardez is around the side though, looking to try and maybe come in and facilitate a dive, potentially. Volley just about hits Banisher of Cheese there. Don't know if he's going to be fine. Yeah, here we go. Dive seems to be coming. Ulti burnt from Slimzy. Try to get some quick HP. Not really that much though. Ping's coming out. I think they know he's there. All the while we do also have Banisher of Cheese going back too in the bot lane. So Barengo was coming around, so I'm not too sure if that was the smartest of decisions. Yo Babes gets taken real low here from DVDVD, who distorts out before any real damage can come out from the Ori. Dark Binding connects. Dark Passage comes out to try and give him some free damage. The nice binding, but Nezam's getting taken too low, and that is going to be first blood over to Rory, and this is going to be probably a double kill, or one over to Higher Matt. Higher Matt picks that one up. That's 0-2, 1.2k in the lead currently now for the purple team, and that sets bot lane up in a real good position. They can't even... Banisher Cheese really wants to go and try and pick up Matt, but the volley slows. The potential dark... Oh my god, Dark Binding, there we go. Sorry, I completely forgot what that was called. The potential Q from Morgana is all just a bit too kind of risky for him to just go straight in and try and pick something up. And here we have the Ash arrow come out, doesn't connect onto Yo Babes. May have been another kill if it did land, but I'm pretty sure Team A are happy that it didn't. And we'll quick look at CS again now that we're nearing 10 minutes. And we have 54 to 47 up in the top lane. One thing I haven't really talked about so far is the fact that the early levels were definitely in favor of Volibear, and we saw that, but now they are not really. We have a Bilge War Cutlass on the Aurelia who can now pretty much shred Psy, and Badass may get caught out here if the team can collapse. We do have Yo Babes coming around, drops the ball. We have Slimzy comes in, gets a couple slows, burns the Flash, but Flash is after him. Could put himself in a bit bad position here. The chain did connect there, but it didn't actually proc, because he kind of came out of range, and now Slimzy... This is interesting. Psy has a good position here where he could have done something, but then he decides to sit in the bush and wait for Slimzy to come around, and he is going to get a lot of DPS out here, and Slimzy is going to get taken pretty low. Does E, and that stun though. Stun saves him pretty much off its own back there. As I said, the stun is OP, boys. And that's definitely good now, because one kill onto Slimzy plus a blue buff means that he can spam his abilities that little bit more, get a couple more rows off when he uses his He-10, I believe it's called He-10 style, or it might be He-10 technique. I think it's He-10 style though. And then he can get more Bilge Water Cutlass procs, and as a result, he should be able to just dominate Psy right now. A lot of damage coming out here from Higher Matt and Rory. Dark Binding connects, flashes out. There goes the ulti from Banisher Cheese. Another flash from Higher Matt does pick up that kill, and now it's 1v1 support versus AP carry Banisher Cheese. Can he pick up Rory? Rory flashes out, Budders is on his way around. Ulti comes out there from Orianna in the mid lane. Flash out from Banisher Cheese. Can he pick up Rory? Yes, he does. Budders is in a bit of a sour position here, caught in between a triangle of a minion, Nezam, and Banisher, but he does just burn his consumed to kill a part of that triangle, and now blue team are a little bit scared. They don't want to walk in there and get nabbed by an absolute zero, but little do they know, Nunu isn't level 6 yet. It's an understandable thing to be afraid of though. And as I mentioned earlier about how with that blue buff in the first kill, Slimzy's going to just take control of the top lane, and Psy is just going to have to take it. There's not much he can do unless his laner comes and helps. Passive proc here, Slimzy got a bit cocky on the dive there, does get killed. That was just a bit of a lack of respect, really. If you he didn't know if the passive was up, but he just assumed that it wasn't. Went under turret because he knew he had the damage to kill him without that passive there, but he just assumed that the passive wasn't there. when it was, and as a result, it kept Sai alive. It allowed Sai to flip him, do all his deeps, and free kill. He evens up that top lane quite a bit, 73 to 70. TP has to be burnt here for Aurelia, which means that Volibear, who is sitting on a TP, can try and get some global pressure out now. But he's just going to go back to Rory's got Deadbean in a bit of a bad position here. If he can land that Dark Binding, it would have been that would have been a kill if he just Dark Binded him. I believe that's how I said it. Cool. But it just didn't happen. Don't know. you just let him walk away for some reason. It's just like, I could kill you, I'm not gonna kill you. A lot of damage coming out there onto higher mat. We can see both components of the Lich being built for Banisher of Cheese, and a lot of damage coming out from higher mat. Misses the volley, takes one too many turret shots, and it's gonna get shut down by Deadbean. GG. Reverse Flay pulls Rory in for 2 turret shots. Nezam's just not close enough to do anything here. DVD makes a nice flash, nice distortion juke, and Yo Babes has to leave that with a lack of a flash. But Slimzy comes around the side and picks him up some fresh meat, I guess. Nezam does try to come around here, is gonna try and shut down the Rory, who is 2-1 currently, but misses the bowler strike after burning his flash, and that is pretty worth it for Rory. Walks away with his life, just burnt a flash instead. Burnt his flash and his exhaust, I guess, but Nezam burnt ult, Nezam burnt flash, didn't get anything. He isn't particularly behind Nunu right now, but he is definitely not ahead of him. And he's gone for the Warrior Enchantment too, which is logical on the Rengar, but I would have to argue that the Cinder Hulk on Nunu is definitely better, because it means that they're going to have 2 tanks. We see Sai, tank number 1 on team 2, is trying to fight Slimzy yet again, who is currently 2-1. Finish that Bork, is going to start shredding Sai now, like completely. The active is so strong against Sai, and the passive current health damage is just going to rip him. But all that said, we do see the purple team here are going to go and try to pick up a dragon here. Nezam puts himself in a bit of a silly position, is going to get picked up real easy there by DVD. Going to allow LeBlanc to start rolling. Orianna, I have to commend Orianna. She did a very good job, and I haven't actually talked about it at all. The only thing... Oh, here we go. Lock up hit from Team 2 onto Team 1. It was a blind... It wasn't a blind. It was actually planned Dark Binding straight onto Banisher Cheese, I believe. And ended up picking up... ended up just easily picking up the MF, getting another kill onto Ashe, who's now currently 3-1-3. But then off screen here, we did actually just see Aurelia pick up the Volibear again, who's now 3-1. Aurelia is in prime position to take this game right now. It's ridiculous. Well, as I just said, setting 3-1, 30 CS up on the Volibear with an item that shreds tanks. And so that is going to mean that Nunu's going to have a bit of a difficult time, and Volibear is building funnily. I don't quite understand it. I think that he is going for a Ravenous Hydra, but I may be wrong. He's got Warden's Mail, which I don't understand why, when he could have gone for the Giant's Belt instead and given himself more damage. And I mean, I understand that the AD is helpful, and when you're taking percentage health damage, the AD is the armor, is a little bit more helpful. We have a quick fight here going down in the bot lane. Deadbean looks to gets taken down, but Banisher Cheese gets a revenge kill here. Banisher Cheese is going to chase down Rory, and will he pick him up? I do not... Oh, the flash! No, he gets away with just a little bit of health left. That was a really well played flash there by Banisher Cheese to dodge the binding, and now we have a 2v1 up here in the mid lane. Doesn't look like they can lock him down though. Butters is going to try and get an Ice Ball to try and help slow him down, but even DVD is just like, nah, leave it now. We can't stop this. He's like 40 CS up with me, and he's just primarily positioned to not be taken down by us. But Butters is going to come around for a second gank while we have a top lane fight as well. DVD puts himself right behind him, right in the way between his turret, and that is going to be the absolute zero heal bump by Yo Babes to get him out of that damage. Does not take it, has his protect up. protects again. The shields are big, and can he do anything here though? It's a 2v1, he really shouldn't be trying to. We do have Aurelia coming around from the top side of the map though, might be able to do something, but it seems as though everyone's just going to disperse and leave that as it is. DVD is in a good position here because he has roughly, as long as he doesn't waste his mana on minions, and he does have his Doran's, double Doran's actually, so he will pick up quite a lot more mana than Orianna will, although Orianna has the Chalice. Just from killing a few minions, so in the space of about 6 seconds he can get more mana. And then he could probably 1v1, or he could 1v1 this Ori, he could actually just kill him solo with his abilities. Because he's in, like he's got that base damage, so he could do it. And Badass is sticking around as well, so that might be a kill up in that mid lane. We do have Nezam coming here trying to take that pink ward. Takes a bit of damage from Nezam, but it's going to get himself some free juicy ward gold. I wonder how the mindset's going on the mid lane right now, because the junglers are just kind of dancing around. We have Yo Babes coming around here, going to give Nezam that speed boost, who might get a jump onto Badass. No, he doesn't quite get that passive going. And I didn't talk about it there, but you did have a top lane fight again that we got dragged up to go and see quickly. Slimzy got flipped on the turret again, does survive on about a third of his HP though. And still has ult. Lady Luck sideburns his ult, and the damage comes out there. That bite is just too strong. Volibear 2-1 currently. He built that tenacity to try and stop that E off of his Merc Tread, something I didn't actually mention. It's probably saved him quite a few times, because the stun is a little bit ridiculous at times. But, now he's gone back and he's gone for a Bilgewater, alright, so he wants to do that damage. And I think that is actually a suboptimal buy against the current team he's against, because Aurelia isn't tanky, Rengar's not tanky, Thresh, you're not going to fight into a team fight, and even at that, when you fight him, he's not going to be tanky. And speaking of such, he does land a really nice Dark Binding. Unluckily, the Black Shield gets burnt, but that is just in time for Slimzy to come and TP down, potentially pick up a kill here, gets Dark Binded. Taken real low by High on Matt here, missed the ult by Banisher, and we do have 4 members down here. Ulti by Sir Nazam goes and picks up the Morgana, who wants to try and help Matt, and the 3 others pick up Matt. That is a 2-for-0 really. Volibear is going to try and make a play up in the top lane and try to take a turret, but the enemy team could easily they're just going to respond with a bot lane turret. So I think ultimately that was an easy way for the blue side to bring themselves straight back into this game. We do have DVD coming around the side here, going to try and pick up Banisher of Cheese. Not too sure if he can though. He is full mana, half health, so taking quite a lot from Make It Rain. I don't actually know if the enemy team have realised that MF is AP yet. They might have done, they might have not. We do have Nezam coming around here. I think Banisher is going to pick this up there. Does pick up MF. Makes a nice distortion to try and get away from Nezam. Distorts again. Think he's fine, and that was just an easy kill there for the LeBlanc. Do have to commend her though. She played that really well. Another fight up in the top lane. This has just been fight after fight after fight. Ulti, everything happening all the time. Everyone just burns everything they have. Every single time they see each other, they're just like, die! And Slimzy is going to go in on Sai again. Initially went for a CS, but you can see this is what I was talking about. Like, hit for hit, Slimzy hits harder than Sai with that bulk, just because Slimzy doesn't have as much health, or at least I believe so. I mean, they're roughly the same level, and neither of them have built HP. So, while effective HP, because Aurelia has more pots, is higher than Volibear's, her actual HP, which is what Bork is taken off of, obviously, is actually lower. So, as a result, we just see Banisher get 1v1 like a bitch. Okay. Never mind, that was a bit of a disgusting 1v1. Just threw the ice arrow, pick, and stunned him for, I think there's about like a second and a half or something, and then just deeps everywhere. Deadbean gets ripped apart there, burns his heel, but it's not going to work out. Nezam's going to get locked up, and that's going to be another kill. 3 kills for nothing, and that's going to be a dragon too. Aurelia and Ori are coming around, but they are just a little bit too late. The The ball coming out there with the dissonance does a little bit of damage there. It does kind of chunk Rory pretty hard. But I don't think that these two can really make anything big happen here. Almost kills Rory. Rory's actually really low right now, and Slimzy goes straight onto Matt, picks up Rory with the ulti there, and gets himself a double kill by killing Ash. While Volibear is still up in the top lane, we should probably pay a bit of attention to that. You do see the pings coming out there. Yo Babes didn't plan that really effectively. He flashed, being like, yes, I can pick this up, but I didn't realize that when he flashed, his ball didn't just come straight to him, and as a result ended up having to wait for his ball to come round, and it didn't really work out for him, and Nezam is getting chunked here, even though he's the one that engaged and started this fight. Slimzy is coming around the back, though. They're not going to quite get him. He does try to run away. But as hit, coming to beg the beef with Sai. Sai flashes over, really wants to pick up Rengar here, who is currently sitting on 1 and 4. Does pick him up. Absolute Zero comes out onto Slimzy. Slimzy getting taken real low. Burns his ulti to go onto Sai. This might have been a bad idea though, because Sai's passive was up. Now he's just going to 1v1 Badass. It looks like Badass is just going to walk away though. Neither of them want to handle it. It was 2 tanks versus an Aurelia who's 6 and 2 with a Sheen and Bulk. She would have killed them if they decided to fight that 2v1 or not. Should have at least got 1 kill, potentially 2, and we can see she's gonna go ham for this. She really wants to get these kills. She thinks she can. And off screen we see Deadbean gets picked up by Ashe again. Ashe is 7 and 4 right now. The only question is, being 7 and 4. Oh, here we go. Make It Rain comes out from high. Oh no, from Banisher, who does, and then an ulti comes out. I think it's Bullet Time. Does pick up the Ashe, gets a shutdown, I believe, but Rory picks up the scraps. Sitting on, he's a 4, 3, and 6 support currently, sitting on a Zonya's, and I think that's called Frostang. Yeah, it's not quite Frost Queen's claim, but it's getting there. Whereas we have a 1, 6, and 3 Thresh right now. I'm not gonna shun him because he's played really well, even though his score isn't that great. Like, he's made some nice hooks, and I mean, he hasn't made mad misplays apart from being caught out in bad positions, which is something that everyone on that team has done right now. As we just saw Nezam get caught out, Slimzy's been thrown on turret so many times. It looks like he's going to shut down here, and that's going to bring Volibear into a good position here. Volibear is sitting on a Bork, and half of what I assume is going to go into a Randuin's. Maybe I'm wrong. His team's about 2k gold ahead. They have 2 dragons to 0, but they are down in turrets right now. We have to kind of take the assumption that right now the team is on Aurelia and MF's back. MF for the AP damage mainly, and Aurelia for the AD damage. But they still don't really have a tank. They just need to watch the DPS come out from Banisher with Make It Rain and Bullet Time, just because of the AP ratios and the fact that it's so DPS, and that's what's going to be shredding. Or it's Aurelia who's shredding. I do believe it is Aurelia, to be honest, but we kind of have Yo Babes isn't playing poorly either, but he is playing a supportive role right now. He's kind of supporting entirely the Aurelia. We have Nezam coming in here around the back. Does still end up losing his red buff here to Burdez. It's a small fight here. Nezam's not strong though. He's like 1 in 5, and he doesn't have any real items. I mean, he does pick that up, but could end up dying here to Rory and higher Matt, and does successful buff transfer there for the purple team. Sai comes in here. The arrow does land on Yo Babes. Is going to pick him up. I do believe the Soul Shackles was also burnt. Banisher Cheese is going to maybe get picked up here. No, Deadbean says, I'll be the sacrificial lamb. Lands a really nice the box. That was actually a perfectly placed box with Bullet Time on top of it. It was in such a nice choke point. It landed on almost every member of the purple side. So it ended up working out really well for them because Banisher Cheese was able to get so much DPS out. And if he was a DMF, that would have actually probably been like a quadra kill. Do see shutdown hit for Slimzy. Going to chase down onto DVD. Chain hits, chain breaks. Gonna maybe turn around onto Rory here. Lady Luxite is trying to just keep him off him here, but ends up giving him a free kill here onto the Morgana. DVD, smart play here, does actually stick around and ends up being able to help out the team. Picks up Banisher, but gets shut down Just wrong place, wrong time. Then Burdez does shut down Aurelia though. My bad. Nezam now in a 1v1 here. Jungler versus jungler. 4-3 versus 3-6. Getting taken real low. Dark Passage is going to take him away though. And he is fine for now. Righteous Glory gets burned there by Burdez. He might try and do something here. I don't think he can really though. Dark Passage? What am I saying? Death Sentence almost lands but doesn't quite connect. Yobobes picks up a blue buff in the meantime. And that was an interesting fight to talk about. Trying to get high. I'm trying to do better at play-by-play because everyone says I sound boring. So, like, I'm quite good at the color casting, especially for mini LCS, because it's something I know everything about for the most part. I know what most of the people that were in the tournaments play because I had to research them when I was playing. And I know what some of the players like Avery, who isn't in this game, and try to think of an example of someone in this game who I know who plays. There's no one in this game specifically, but there are people in games that I know who they play, and but they haven't been in the tournaments, but because I know them, I know it already. Do you know what I mean? So I'm good at color casting in that and in these games, but I need to get better at play-by-play. And I say that as we do see Deadbean get picked up here. Later, like Cyrori, DVD comes around the back. He does survive. Yobobes helps there. We have the Dark Passage shield and Protect trying to keep him alive, but Sai says no. Passive burn here on Sai. Slimzy and Yobobes dropping mad deeps there. Soul Shackle's burnt, but dies before they can proc. Burdez in the meanwhile picks up that third dragon for his team, and we are gonna. Will we see more kills here? 2-man Shockwave. Banisher cheeses around the back. Slimzy comes around to pick up that kill. 11 and 4 currently. Burdez does look like he's gonna get away, but Nezam does burn his ulti and get straight onto Sai. Righteous Glory burnt that by Burdez to try and keep himself safe, but they're gonna go and knock straight down on that middle side of the map. What am I saying? That middle turret. Burdez and DVD here coming around. You've got Burdez coming around this side being like, we can kill this. And DVD comes in. Burdez burns it with the absolute 0. Gets that kill. And now we have a 4-7 APMF. APMF has put in more work than I expected it to, if I'm being entirely honest. She's landed quite a good few bullet times. Her Make It Rain is doing quite a lot of damage. It's just that her other abilities are not very useful. And her aura attacks are not very useful. And that's something that we need on their team right now because they're only AD. You could argue Rengar is being a sufficient AD kind of person, but he's kind of becoming more tanky quicker. He needs to become that tank quicker than what he needs to do the damage, really, because Aurelia is popping out crazy deeps and has also got damage. And we see him coming out with the TP with this potentially 3v3. Slimzy can't really get... Oh, Deadbean gets taken real low. Shockwave bunt for no reason, and then a Protect given over to the Thrash. Chain misses. Slimzy almost picks up Rory, but the Sonya's is burnt. Does end up giving it over to Yobabes, who's got Rylai's now. I didn't see that one coming. I haven't seen a Rylai's on Ori in a while. Lady Like Psycho is around the back thinking maybe we can have a team fight here, but then is sorely mistaken when Yobabes and Slimzy are there for the 2v1 instead of his team being there for the 3v2. And that is another kill because Slimzy ends up picking up the Nunu on the side as well, and he's sitting on 13 and 4 right now. It's a crazy score, man. This is the hardest we've seen Slimzy go in these customs, man. I think he's played 2 customs so far. One custom he lost, one custom he won, but he didn't really carry that hard. I think he played Malphite in that one. I'm not too sure though. Might be wrong. And we said they're just going to try and knock down this inhibitor turret here. I don't really think they can though. Slimzy's taking a bit too much damage. Volley does miss there. Doesn't really matter though because it does what it needs to do and gets them away from the turret. The gold is really equal considering the score is, there's 3 dragons on the purple side to none on the blue. The turrets are one in favor of blue side, but, oh, there we go, 2-man Shockwave, Righteous Glory burn here by Burdez. The Protect comes out for Deadbean, who's still just going to get destroyed. And it is now a 5v4. DVD is a little bit too far away though. It looks like he wants to go and clear that mid lane instead of a fight, whereas the rest of the team, rest of the squad are looking for blood. Yobabes and Slimzy sitting in this bush. Oh, we have that Distortion Absolute 0 burn here by the Burdez. Slimzy's going to get taken real low. Does get shut down there by the Volibear. Bullet Time comes out here by Banisher, does pick up Birdez. Yo Babes is real low. Yo Higher Matt goes under the turret. Does take too many turret shots, but just about survives. Banisher picks that up. Nice Zonya's there, but it's going to condemn it. Oh my god, the flash! That was immense. Poorly timed chain by DVDVD, followed by, like, just the best flash I've seen this game. Keeps Banisher Cheese alive for a little longer. Looks like he's gonna get beat. He's gonna get back and survive. But then we have Ashe on the. Ashe wasn't even really in that fight. I don't think. I think she died super early, and now she's back, and she's just like, well, it's turret game time, boys. Attack speed city. She's got that PD, Berserk Greaves, and a Q just with the flurry of shots. Like every auto attack is actually 5 auto attacks, although it only procs as 1 for certain abilities. But like, damn, son. She took 2 turrets there just pretty much on her own, and that makes that fight definitely tilt in the favor of purple side, even though I have to say that it was executed a lot better by the blue side, but it was in favor of the purple side just because of the post-fight results. It was a relatively close fight, but ended up turning into a 2-turret lead or a 2-turret advantage, I should say, because it's not really a lead right now, it's a 1-turret lead. But it ended up translating into a gold lead anyway, regardless, for their side right now. They're sitting on about 3k gold ahead right now. They just give Matt over that red buff because they don't. Right now, it kind of feels like this game is Ashe versus Aurelia, who can carry hardest. And the only problem is that naturally that would always be the Aurelia, just because of, oh, here we go, Birdez getting caught out here. Will he go down? No. Slimzy does come around the side though, will come onto him. If they can kill him, they can make sure that they don't drag him because they won't have a smite. And then we have Rory is now all alone here, does land another Dark Binding. His Dark Bindings have been on point this game. Now we have a 3v3 down here in the bottom half of this Dragon Pit. Deadbean gets critted and goes down. Banisher Cheese getting chased down here by Sai. Higher Matt's going to get slowed. DVD turns around instead of sticking to the fight to try and keep Yo Babes and Slimzy away from this. Hopefully Sai and Higher Matt can pick up these two and that will work out for them. Sai does pick up Banisher Cheese, but Yo Babes picks up DVD in response. And now we have a 2v2 coming around here. Slimzy is going to walk around while Nezam's coming around the back, and we have Yo Babes is a little bit out of position here, not going to really make it to that fight. Slimzy coming around here, he's going to try and show him off, but don't really think he can. He is 2v1 now because the Rengar decided against coming. But Yo Babes makes it here to the fight. Lands the shockwave onto Higher Matt. Higher Matt gets deleted. Lady Luck Sai gets picked up there. And that is going to be a dragon there for the blue side. Birdez is back now, so we're going to have to keep account of that. But I think he's going to be too afraid. 3v1. Really think he's going to want to try and fight that? I don't think so. And yeah, he's going to back off and just let them take that dragon. I don't think he can stop them right now. He could try and flash consume smite, but it'd be a waste of his time. And we do have Deadbean there with the nice positioning, keeping Birdez away from that flash point. Nice play overall by the blue side there. They did actually play that relatively well, and they brought themselves really close back in this game. 15-5 currently on the Aurelia, who is definitely got this team on her back with a little bit of help from the Orianna to keep her going, and then a lot of help from the Thresh and the MF and the Rengar to trying their best to survive against the fed enemies of the purple side, because if they just died instantly, then it would become a 5v2. So we have to keep in mind the fact that they're actually playing quite well to be 1-10, 6-8, and 4-7, and yet somehow be able to keep fighting against the Volibear, who is 8-7, and an Ashe who's 11-8, and a LeBlanc who's like 7-3, and a Morgana, and whoever's there, whoever's fighting them. I mean, in the last example, we actually had I believe it was Birdez, DVD, and Higher Matt. Well, the jungler was getting chased down, and here we have another little fight here. TP is going to get burnt here by Lady Luck Sai. I do think that arrow landed. Deadbean looks like it's a bit shook up. Slimzy coming in here, trying to keep Yo Babes financial shackles. Really nicely positioned here by Rory. Is going to shut down Orianna. Free shutdown gold there for Higher Matt. Bullet Time comes out, drops Birdez pretty low. The Zonias comes out here. Higher Matt is probably going to pick that up though. Slimzy comes around the back here, tries to save him. Double kill though now for DVD. Slimsy's going to go on to Rory after he gets that kill on a higher mat. Double kill here. Can he pick up DVD? Chains here. Chains broke. Birdez looks like he's going to get away here. Yes, he does, but it is a triple kill there onto the Aurelia, who is now currently 18-5. Completely dominating this game right now. This is one of the reasons why you never want Aurelia to get fed. Aurelia is just so annoying once she gets rolling. We can see she's so far ahead of everyone else. I can't tell how much gold she's on, but she's sitting on... She's 18-5 in comparison to the next highest amount of kills in this game is 12-9, and then she's tied almost... She's pretty close to that person in CS, and that's like tied highest, so... Oh, actually no, sorry, I completely forgot about Oriana. Oriana has the highest by quite a large margin of about 30 plus. But, yeah, damn, son. Sorry about that, I'm a bit tired. This game's tiring me out, man. It's about like midday now, and I only woke up a little bit ago, so I'm kind of tired. Banisher Cheese didn't get that red buff though. They gave it straight over to Nezam. We do see the purple team calling out here for the Baron. They definitely have the stronger Baroning team, but Slimzy looks like he wants to throw a spanner in the works and try and stop this. Don't think he can though. We do have the bullet time followed by make it rain here by the MF. Does get out after Zhonya Zing does survive the Ash. Rory, Zonya's here with the Soul Shackles here, locks up to Slimzy is godlike now. DVD is going to try and run away here while Banisher Cheese is just like, well, I'll sit here and take this. Does duke out the shockwave there, and if he gets away, I'm sorry, but he has to be a god. Like, this is ridiculous. He's been juking these guys for days. Slimzy predicted that, and he is now legendary. Oh wow, and now they look Sai is caught in a bit of a bad place. It is 4v2, but Birdez is like, if I go in here, it's a 4v2. If I don't, it's a 4v1. I'm fine. If I just stay out, I'm going to stay out. And now that really well-played Baron call turns into a really poorly position for their team, because they're only 700 gold in the lead at 38 minutes, which is not going to keep them anywhere near where they need to be, and that has actually just been caught up to and surpassed by the purple team picking up that turret. I think only one member of the team has Baron buff left. Two of them are still down. Ash and Morgana are back, but it's not going to mean very much. We do have Birdez trying to solo Yo Babes here. He's pretty tanky, so he can take quite a lot of the dissonances, but I don't think he has quite enough the damage to really do anything. Birdez is going to get engaged on here by Slimzy. One-man shockwave, of course, because there was only one guy there. Worked out pretty well for him. Nice response there by DVD, who just went straight in and picked up that kill. Sorry, someone just came in. If you had a loud bang, a loud bang. In response to all this, though, we do have Slimzy and Nezam trying to pick up a inhibitor. Higher mat hit. That was a clutch. That was a real clutch. Zonya's there. Like, the amount of 1v1s I think I've seen this this MF win is just ridiculous, just because of the Zhonya's. Like, picked up too many of these, like, too many of them. Oh my god, my cat is being a weirdo. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Silly cat. The inhibitor isn't down, so I guess we have to, if you're the purple team right now, you kind of have to look at the positives. For the first time in this game, you're down in kills. You haven't been able to take complete control of that Baron area. You're down in turrets. I mean, only by one, but still, it's still kind of painful to be down in turrets after being. I mean, they've been down in turrets all game, but I don't know, man. I feel like they just. It's kind of painful to be down in turrets now at this point when they should really be ahead. They have a 10-5 LeBlanc. They have a 13-11. Their carries are so much more fed than the enemy carries, apart from Aurelia. Aurelia is just so big right now. Nezam goes in, takes that Dark Binding. Pretty much a bait though, so that it doesn't go on to anyone else. Death Sentence connects onto Birdez while Bullet Time must burn onto DVD, who do quite a lot of damage as well as Rory. And with that smite down, they are going to go and take that second dragon. And this is what I was talking about again. It's kind of saddening for the team 2 here, because they just don't have any more dragon control. They have a Nunu who's the god of neutral objectives, and the god of everything that can be smited. and they can't take control of it because Aurelia is just too strong, and one person will die just there. Higher Matt dies. Sire's going to go down, and this is going to be an inhibitor. It just is. It could actually be the game right now. We'd have another kill, and now all we have is a LeBlanc between this game being over. Shockwave, Ace, and that is going to be the inhibitor, if not more. No one is up for another 40 seconds. Well, I mean, Nunu's up in 10, but other than that, no one else is up for a long time, and everyone on Team 1 is still up, so this is going to be, I have to say, I think it's going to be the game unless they want to make it longer. They are going to start chunking down that Nexus flash here from Slimsy, burns his TP, and that is the game. Gee, that is going to be a 5th victory there for the blue side, who definitely, that was definitely a kind of solid victory from a top half of the map perspective. Anyway, GG guys.